Hi, I'm Storm7. This video will cover some advanced tips to help you play Windwalker Monk better. If you're looking for a more basic, general guide to Windwalker Monk, I posted a video recently that can help you with that. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Let's start by looking at the talent Ring of Peace. This ability can be extremely useful in many cases, and it has a trick that is probably my favorite tip in this entire video. If you're near an area where a player can't move into, you can actually pin the enemy player against that area. For example, let's take the area to be a wall. When Ring of Peace is placed approximately here, it will push the enemy player against the wall, and the wall will push them back against Ring of Peace. This causes the player to be CC'd for the duration of Ring of Peace. Not only does this look hilarious, but it can prevent spells that require cast time, and it can get you out of some bad situations. Next up, we'll move to Paralysis. This ability is great for catching an enemy fleeing, and is also great for use as an interrupt to spellcasting. You should be careful when using this ability, however, as it removes all damage affecting that target. This means that Paralysis removes damage over time spells, or dots, on the target. It does this because if you paralyze an enemy, and they take damage 1 second later, the paralysis will just break due to that damage. Let's go over an example of what I mean here. Let's say that you're in an arena matchup, and your teammate is an Affliction Warlock. Affliction Warlocks use strong dots to do most of their damage. The match starts and you both open up on this enemy here. Let's say it's a hunter. You start punching this guy and your teammate starts applying dots to him. The enemy falls to 25% health and then manages to run away. Should you use Paralyze here to catch up to the hunter? The answer would likely be no here. Although the enemy is running away, hunters can't really heal themselves too efficiently, and so taking a couple extra moments to catch up to them usually isn't too punishing. More so, if you were to paralyze the hunter in this situation, you would remove all of the dots on them that your teammate just spent a good amount of time applying. I'd like to talk about when to use Leg Sweep next. While this ability is great for 1v1 scenarios and can cause you to easily win them, you should look for opportunities to leg sweep multiple targets around you. To do this, first, look for groups of enemies stacked on top of each other. Next, quickly get to that area using an ability such as Roll or Flying Dragon Kick. Finally, use the ability and watch as the fight turns in your favor. Sometimes, waiting on the right moment to use Leg Sweep can mean all of the difference. Flying Dragon Kick is a pretty straightforward ability, but just for those of you who didn't know, the spell allows you to fly over water. You're welcome. Transcendence and Transcendence Transfer can be used both defensively and offensively. Learn to place your spirit ahead of time by planning what might happen in a fight. For example, let's look at a game that I had in Warsong Gulch. You can see here that I'm in the Alliance flag room. I know that this area is kind of open, and so if I need to escape, it won't be that easy. I've decided to place my spirit up on this ledge here, and by doing so I can get an escape route if I get in trouble later. There's also an area to do this in Twin Peaks. There's an ability called Zen Flight that monks have, and it's kind of a hidden gem in my opinion. It lets you fly around on this little cloud. The reason it's useful is because if you're falling a high distance, you can't summon a mount, but you can summon this little meditation cloud to save your life. Roll is a great mobility spell, and it can get you further if you use it right before the edge of terrain. As you can see, if you time it right such that you are off of the ground when you are still in your roll animation, you actually gain a lot of momentum and go much further with the same old roll spell that you're used to. You could even pair this with the previous tip and use Zen Flight at the end of your roll to break your fall. Spinning Crane Kick does more damage when you use Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, or Rising Sun Kick on different targets in the last 15 seconds. As you can see, when I attack this same training dummy, I am only getting 1 stack of Spinning Crane Kick. A good trick to get more stacks quickly is to actually summon your Storm, Earth, and Fire spirits. Now when I attack, you can see that I get more stacks on Spinning Crane Kick. You can use this trick to quickly make your Spinning Crane Kick do a lot more damage. Let's look at a passive ability called Afterlife. You may have known that killing an enemy spawns a healing sphere that heals you when you walk through it. However, when possible, you should look to kill an enemy with Blackout Kick, as this has a 50% chance to summon a Chi sphere, giving you 1 Chi when you walk through it. You may have known this already, but honestly I didn't, so I decided to put it in the video. My last tip in this guide is useful for every class, but I feel like I don't see it that much for some reason. Please buy Goblin Glider Kits before you go into Battlegrounds. This item not only reduces your falling speed, but also projects you forward as seen here. This can be great for ganking unsuspecting enemies or escaping enemies. That's all for this guide, but who knows, maybe I'll make another one of these. If you have any further questions about Windwalker Monk, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. For now, thanks for watching and I hope you have a great day.